Sir. Give me one moment, Israel. Shit. There we go. Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's Priest and Officer Quatazah holding down the Tuesday Brotherhood class. I mean, tonight. I mean, we're gonna open to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. Now we're gonna start right there first. You understand? Like today, we gotta understand that we gotta cut ties with America, man. Cutting ties with America is like it's gonna be the most relieving thing that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians can do. You know what I mean? Because as you look today, is like it's nothing but destruction with our people when we in America, man. Like we let the society program us to think like an oppressor, to move like an oppressor, to act like an oppressor, to celebrate the oppressor holidays, and even down to his marriage system. You understand what I'm saying? One man, one wife. When our culture, it was like we had more than one woman. Understand what I'm saying? Like they was the thugs, they was the unalivers, they was the gang members before we was ever those things. They was at odds with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Now we at odds with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could you give me Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6? We got to cut ties with America. America is nothing but destruction. It's destroying our people mentally, physically, and spiritually in all aspects. And if you got it, can you bring it out, sir? Don't bring it out.
For thou art an holy people.
We are what?
For thou art an holy people.
Listen, we are holy people. We are a separate people. Holy just means Kodash in the Hebrew. Like I said, it's separate. We're supposed to separate. Keep going.
Unto the Lord thy God.
We're supposed to separate unto the Lord thy God. We belong to the Lord thy God. We belong to the Most High God, which is Yahweh in the Hebrew. We belong to Him exclusively. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like my rib belongs to me. Now, if she go out and sleep with every man in the world, then she's for the streets. Then she's for everybody. See, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are in bed with different type of philosophies, different type of spiritualities or religious systems. We are in bed with all these things. Now, if you could, Bob, can you give me the Israel played the harlot? Understand what I'm saying? Like we've been in bed with all these religions and these false philosophies of this world, man. You know what I mean? Let me know you got. I want you to go back to Deuteronomy too, but just hold Deuteronomy. Oh, no sweat. No. I don't need that. I need the harlot. I need the harlot. But just keep that. Just hold that one.
This is the book of Hosea, 4 verse 15. Though thou Israel played the harlot.
Israel played the what?
Though thou Israel played the harlot.
Listen, Israel played the harlot, man. We are in bed with all these philosophies. See, harlot is just another word that we might say today as WHORE. Understand what I'm saying? Woman of the evening.
Right.
You know what I mean? We would say that today. But a harlot, figuratively speaking, is talking about you following different types of philosophies and not your God. That's what I'm saying. We are in bed with all these philosophies and all these religions. You understand what I'm saying? And we are playing the harlot. You know what I mean? Like we're not exclusively to our power, to our God. Understand what I'm saying? This is why a lot of things in this world, is not for us, and we keep grasping to it because we've been oppressed, we've been destroyed. We want something to hold on to, but the Bible clearly states and tells blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that they are a holy people. They're supposed to separate. You're not supposed to be in bed with all these philosophies. You're supposed to be under what the Most High wants you to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if you could you drop that and go back to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Whoever got it,
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
go ahead.
Thou art an holy people.
Listen, we are a holy people. We're supposed to be separate, man. Like we don't supposed to, like I just stated, we're supposed to be in bed with Islam, Christianity, Scientology, any false, fake religion that's out there. We're not supposed to be following that. We're not supposed to be eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, what's coming up? Halloween.
Right.
All these days that we following because of this society. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be belonging to the Most High God exclusively. You know what I mean? Well, in Israel today is for the streets. Understand? We played the harlot. We are the sluts of the world. Understand? Because we are following all these gods that's not even ours. That our brothers and sisters doing the zodiac sign. That's like 12 gods. You understand what I'm saying? That Monday to Sunday is a different type of God. You understand what I'm saying? Islam is a different type of God. Christianity is a different type of God. Scientology is a different type of God. They worship in trees and frogs and all types of stuff. You know what I mean? And the wind and the nature and all that crap. You understand what I'm saying? We're supposed to be separate. You know what I mean? Unto the Lord thy God, man. That's keeping the statutes and his commandments. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
Unto the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Like I just stated, we're supposed to be a special people unto herself. That's exclusively. We belong to him exclusively, just like my woman. If my woman is exclusively mine, that makes her special. But if she going out there sleeping with all these other men, that don't make her special. You understand what I'm saying? That don't make her special at all. That makes her a harlot. That makes her a WHORE. You understand what I'm saying? A woman of the evening. That's what that makes her. You understand what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be special. Israel's supposed to be special, man. But we walk around like we're not special, man, because we follow all these philosophies, Islam, Christianity, and Scientology, as I stated before. And man, we got to come about that. We got to belong to the Most High exclusively. Keep going.
Above all that are above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
No, you gotta thou had chosen thee to be a special. No, you just said that. Salaki. My fault. Read from the top.
God. This is book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Listen, we're supposed to be above all people that's upon the face of this earth, man. But we walk around like we're not, the chosen people, man. In the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to wake blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans up to tell you that you're the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. Wow. And you got to come back to these law, statute, commandments. You got to come back to being separate. You got to come back to being chosen. You got to feel like you're chosen. You got to feel like you're special. You got to feel like you're above all people, man, because the Bible states that. The Bible states that you're supposed to be above all people, man. That's rulership right there, man. That's equality, man. That's true equality, man. When I'm reigning and ruling over our oppressors and every heathen that ever did something to me, man, did something to my people, man. That's rulership, man. If you could, can you give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 54? Or you could get 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 54. Abide. You could get Deuteronomy chapter. So you could get 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. We brought that out yesterday. Understand what I'm saying? Like, you got the scripture? All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Listen, Adam was made Lord of all thy creatures. You understand? Right. He was made to name all the creatures. You understand what I'm saying? He had the intelligence from the Most High to name every animal that's on this planet right now. Right. And a lot of Christians and whoever else believe that Adam was the first man, especially Christians. Adam was not the first man.
Right.
Adam was the first man God gave his laws to, man.
Right.
That's it, man. Keep going.
Of him come we all.
Listen, we all come from Adam. The Chinese man come from Adam. The African come from Adam. The East Indian come from Adam. The Arab come from Adam. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people whom thou hast chosen, man. I just read it, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, man. You know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the chosen people of God, man. That's who's the chosen people of God, not no African, not no. In fact, keep going.
All this have I spoken thee, Salaki. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sake.
This is the Most High made the world for our sakes, man. He didn't make the world for nobody else, man. He made the world for the one he chose, and that's Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Keep going.
As for the other people.
As for who?
The other people.
The other people. Let's get it. Let's go.
Which also come of Adam.
Listen, the Chinese, the African, the Arab, the East Indian. Keep going.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are nothing compared to us, man. Listen, we're number one in the sports. We're number one. Listen, we the ones that made America what America is today. We are the inventors of America. Not as far as not making America like the term, but as far as creating everything that America sells today, like cars, trains, the stoplight. What else? The phones. Probably we created everything in America.
Right. We
made America what it is today, man. And they patented and stole it from us and making millions and billions and even trillions of dollars off of our creations, man. We're the special people, man. We got that thing that's in us. They don't have that. That's why they go to blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians for things, man. If I'm not mistaken, who made the vaccine? Wasn't it a black woman? Understand what I'm saying? It was a black woman that created that, man. We got the salt. We the salt of the earth. We got that flavor, man, that everybody wants. You mean just like with hip hop, man? Everybody and their mama want to be. That's a different race. Other than blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians want to be black people, man. They want to be hip hop people, man. Like just like even though I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that these new music artists be saying in their music as far as rappers. It be majority of white people going to their shows or foreign people going to their shows. We don't go to a lot of concerts for black people. It be a lot of white people, man. Right. Like we are making these people pay for us to go out there and rock a show. You know, they like our style. They like how we talk, how we dress, how we do it. We're the special people, man. These people is nothing. They nothing. If you really look at, listen, have you ever looked at an oppressor? Have you ever really looked at an oppressor? Let's just look at them. Their facial features is bland. It's just like they don't look right. They don't know how to dress. They don't know how to talk. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, just like even different nations. They don't look like us, man. We stand out. Even we so oppressed and been broken down, we still stand out like a sore thumb amongst every oppressor, man. We make everything what it is today. Even country music. Jazz, blues, everything that we did that. See, I'm starting there. We created rock music. In fact, we did create rock music. If I'm not mistaken, it came from no, it probably was I forgot what it was. I know something came before that, and then that birthed rock music. If I'm not mistaken, just like I believe Elvis Presley was trying to be like a black man. If I'm not mistaken, he stole something from a black man. If I'm not mistaken, we created all these things and. From nothing people. They a bunch of nothing people. Keep going on the thing.
God.
Nothing. Man.
But be like unto spittle.
They're like, go ahead.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that had fallen from a vessel.
Listen, they are nothing, man. Listen. When I go fill up that mop water later on tonight, man, and mop this floor, man, and I got a little drop that fall on the floor, that's nothing, man. That joint gonna dissolve and dry up. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the Most High look at other nations, the other people. He considered them other people. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, just like how the oppressor look at us as such. Everybody in their land think they're superior to one another. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, superior over another person. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you got first-class citizen and second-class citizen. That's like that in every nation. It's somebody that's always going to be on top and somebody always going to be at the bottom. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are at the bottom in America. We at the bottom in every place that we touch. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to start to understand that we need to separate from this place, because we're not going to get anywhere by following all these philosophies and these false doctrines. Now, if you could, Abba, you could drop that in the thing. Can you give me 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9?
This is the book of 1 Peter.
Salaki, I want you to get 28, Deuteronomy 28:1.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 9.
Go ahead.
But ye are a chosen generation.
We are a what?
A chosen generation.
Listen, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are a chosen generation. Keep going.
A royal priesthood.
Listen, a royal priesthood. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian men, you're supposed to be a royal priesthood. You know what I mean? I'd rather be a priest than a drug dealer. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather be a priest than a street NIGGA. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather be a priest than chasing his tail and chasing money and being on a block getting high. I'd rather be a priest up here teaching my people to get out of that same wickedness that I just was stating. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
And holy nation.
We are a holy nation, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We're supposed to be separate, man. We're supposed to be a separate nation. We're supposed to stand out like a sore thumb, man. Period. Keep going.
A peculiar people.
Listen, a special people, man. We're supposed to be special. You know what I mean? But we walk around like we're in bed with everything. It don't make us special. We're supposed to be special, man. We killing one another. We unaliving one another. We sleeping with another man's wife. We lying to the people in these churches, man. These pastors is lying to our people, man. These imams is lying to our people, man. Them Egyptologists or them commissions, whatever you want to call them, is lying to our people, man. Keep going.
That ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Listen, man. The marvelous light is I.S.U.P.K. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's what the marvelous light, man, is, man. Once we read this Bible, man, get out of this darkness, man, and come into the marvelous light, man, we're definitely going to be the royal priesthood that is stated above in this verse, man. We're going to be a holy people. We're going to be separate. People going like, hey, who is these? Who is these people? Who is these people, man? Like, yeah, man, like we're gonna look different. We already look different now. We ain't the average people, man. In the I.S.U.P.K, we are not average, man. Listen. When I walk around and I see an oppressor, when I see a heathen, in my head, I treat them with kindness, because you gotta be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. But in my head, I'm like, you are a devil, and I'm above you, right, and I'm special. Right. And I'm going to rule over you. You're going to be my slave one day. That's in my head, though. I don't tell them that. I be kind to them. But I look at them as nothing. They look at me as nothing. They do. They look at all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians as nothing. I should know. I work with them. And they look at us as nothing. Like we don't know nothing. And then as soon as we act like we know something, they get mad and try to usurp their authority over us. Like that's going to work today. This is like I said before, but this ain't the 1900s. This ain't the 1800s, man. Like we some different type of people now, man. And now we got our true identity to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments, man. Now it's ball game. I pray you understand. Now, if you could, about can you give me 20? Go ahead.
So I got precept for the law being like.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, right, and the law is light.
Listen, the law is light. It will open your eyes. You want to see. I mean, listen. I was in darkness before I came inside this school, man. I ain't know what to do, man. I ain't know how to move. I ain't know how to think. I ain't know what I'm supposed to be doing, man. Like, this is a quick story, man. Like, things like the main reason why I'm in here because I should have been in here. I was being hard headed and stubborn. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to be an individual, like, and instead of coming to I.S.U.P.K and actually learning the what's right and what's wrong according to the Bible, man. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, man. I was in that darkness. You know what I mean? Now I.S.U.P.K is the lamp. Understand what I'm saying? And the law is the light, and it's making me see things that I never seen before. Now I'm acting a little bit different. Now I'm more patient. Now I'm more disciplined. Now being careful on who I deal with, what sister I want to talk to, what sister I want to court and want to lay with. I got to be careful. Now I'm listening diligently, to what the Lord has to say, man. Like I'm listening very carefully to what the Lord has to say with all the officers that's above me and all the captains and the generals that teach us. Man, I'm hearkening diligently and listening to all these things because the Most High is dealing with them. You understand what I'm saying? And now I'm full of light and full of life now because of the I.S.U.P.K, man. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, can you give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1?
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Listen, you gotta listen carefully to what the Lord thy God has to say. Keep going.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
You gotta peep game, man. You gotta listen and do what he's saying, man. Keep going.
Which I command thee this day.
He command you today. He don't command you. Everybody thinks this day. Oh, he's talking about when Abraham was there. He's talking about when Moses was there. He's talking about today too. Keep going.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
Listen, if you listen to what the Lord thy God has to say, man, if you follow his law, statutes, commandments, if you come out of this darkness that you're in, man, you're going to be set on high, man. You're going to be above all people. You're going to be special. You're going to be separate. You're going to stick out, and nobody can do nothing to you or nothing with you, man, because because it's like the Bible say, man. If I could, about, can you get that scripture about your enemy is my enemy? Understand what I'm saying? Like when you start to follow law, statute, commandments, all the enemies that was yours is the Most High's now, man. This is why we gotta listen carefully, man. Because if we out in this world, how the Most High gonna have your back if you turn your back on him, man? I can't help my son if he don't listen to me. I can't help my son if he don't listen to me. If my son, every time I tell my son to do something that he keep on disobeying me, I'm gonna have to turn my back on him. Now he gonna try to come back and try to get some help from me. And every time I try to give him some help, he still don't listen and do the same thing. So I'm gonna turn my back on him, man. Go ahead.
Let's go to Exodus 23, verse 22.
Go ahead.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice.
Listen, indeed obey his voice, man. Just like I stated in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. If you listen carefully to observe and do all his commandments, that's obeying his voice. Keep going.
And do all that I speak.
Listen, you got to do all what he speaks. You can't pick and choose like a Christian, man.
Right.
You got to do everything. You got to keep the holy days, the Sabbaths. Right. You gotta come in here and be quiet and learn from the priests and prophets of the Lord. You can't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. You can't celebrate none of these wicked holidays. Right. You can't be out here sleeping with another man's wife. You can't be fornicating. You can't be doing none of these wicked things that the Bible tells us not to do. Keep going.
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
Listen, if you become perfect, that's basically what it is. When you become perfect, right, when you become whole and complete, the Most High, your enemies gonna be the Most High enemies, man. This is a case in point. Every time, listen, when I came in here, man, and I was fighting to get it right, and I could see every time somebody like came up against me, something happened to them. You understand what I'm saying? Like you cannot mess with the people of the Lord, man. That's following these law, statute, commandments, man. That's fighting to stay in here to fight to fight their lustful flesh. And understand what I'm saying? Like that stuff is hard to some people. Understand what I'm saying? Most people, it's hard when they come in this truth, man. But like I said, once you start to be perfect and start to fight and start to keep these commandments, man, the Most High got you. Because now the Most High said, okay, he's listening. I can help him now. I can help him get out of the trouble that he's in. Understand what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be careful the way y'all talk to these priests, man. Y'all gotta be careful why listen, even the sisters, man. I talk about the sisters too, man. The sister follow law, statute, commandments, and you trying to harm one of these sisters, man. The Lord gonna deal with you. Understand what I'm saying? We gotta keep these laws, man. Now, if you could, can you go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1? About, I want you to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. No, go ahead.
Verse 2. No, Salaki. I can to observe to do all
No, start from the
his
top.
commandments.
Start from the top.
Okay. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
You gotta observe and do all his commandments, man. You can't be like I said, like a Christian picking and choosing or saying the law done away with. You understand what I'm saying? Because if the law done away with, then that takes away brotherhood, because brotherhood is a commandment. Right. So this is so that explains why the Christian church don't have brotherhood, because the laws is done away with. That's why he could sleep with your wife. That's why he could take your money and go buy a jet or buy a Louis Vuitton suit or some Louis Vuitton shoes or whatever the case may be, and don't even help you with your bills. Don't help you with your mortgage or your rent. He ain't taking your money buying Teslas and Benzes and Bentleys. Understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high
go ahead.
Above all nations of the earth.
Listen, he's going to set us on high above all nations of the earth if we keep these laws, man. If we keep these laws, statute, commandments, he's going to set us on high, man. We're going to be in rulership. You understand what I'm saying? You can listen, imagine you waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Just imagine that. Imagine you got somebody working for you, listen, they got to get up how we get up. They got to get up 7:30 in the morning. Imagine that. Imagine that, but you ain't got to go to work no more. All you got to do is make a call, like see what's going on. Looking at your bank account. No black men, majority of black and Hispanic men and women don't know what it feels like. I don't even know this is a thing. I think we talk about this too about in class. Like, I don't know it's a thing. Like, you will go in your bank account and all you see your bank account just moving. It's just moving. That's not a thing to us. We gotta wait until we get paid. Listen. We gotta edge our seats waiting for that money to hit. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like they're like, I look at my bank account, 30 seconds later, it went up 100,000. You understand what I'm saying? That's how these oppressors' bank accounts probably operate, because they're making money around the clock. Imagine who owned Walmart and how much money they making over and over again, how that bank account accumulating money. Don't y'all want to be like that, man? Don't y'all want to have the rulership, the rulers playing and having people work for us? We've been working for the oppressor all our lives, man. We've been working for free too during slavery all our lives. They ain't got nothing to show for it. Martin Luther King came and messed everything up for black folks, man. Because he wanted to join hands with the wicked. You understand what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to be joining hands with the wicked. You understand what I'm saying? If you could, Bob, can you give me that before you give me Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 15? You're not supposed to be joining hands with no wicked. And then, Nathan, do me a favor. If you could, give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. You understand what I'm saying? Like Martin Luther King saying, I have a dream that everybody gonna be all together. To summarize what he said, man. But now look at how we are. We got Chinese people in our neighborhoods. We got Africans in our neighborhoods. We got everybody in our neighborhoods making money, and we can't even make no money. You understand what I'm saying? We can't even get no loans. That stuff gonna change one day, man. Once we be set on high, all that's gonna change, man. I'm gonna wake up and look at my bank account. Every 30 seconds, I see 100, 200,000 on my bank account. You know what I mean? I want to keep on waking up 7:30 in the morning. Gotta go to work. God, I gotta listen to oppressive orders all the time. I wanna listen. You do that. And I'm not talking about this little, because you got rich people that's black in this world, but they ain't got that power. They still got a ceiling. They still got a ceiling, man. I mean, I don't care how much money you make that you're a so-called black man. You have a ceiling. You understand? You don't rule this planet. Go ahead, Nathan.
Kyrie Irving is an example.
Right. Exactly. He said all that and shut him down. Shut him right down. He has a ceiling. I don't care how much money he's gonna make. They could take all that away from you. They could freeze your accounts. They do that. You understand what I'm saying? They got the power. They give you some if you're a good slave. As soon as you open your mouth, they stopping everything. You understand what I'm saying? And then sometimes they might tell you, oh, he's crazy. Something's wrong with him. We gotta watch him. He's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, like we don't have rulership in this world, and this is why we at where we at now, man. We gotta start to follow these laws, statute, commandments, and treating one another as like brothers and sisters, so we can be up or set on high above all nations, man. Because that's what we truly want, man. No nation don't want to be under another nation. That's not how this works, man.
Right.
It's not how this works. We're supposed to be above everybody, man. We're supposed to be ruling this place, man. I don't want to wake up 7 o'clock in the morning. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm making sure my kids ain't trying to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Got to go to work. Right. Listen, man, I want to go on vacations. I want to do what I want to do. I want to be on my jet. You know what I mean? I want to be on my fly chariot. You understand what I'm saying? I can't do that. You know what I mean? Now, people need to come back to these laws, man. If you could, you got the scripture about? All right, go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11, verse 21.
Go ahead.
No hand join in hand.
No hand join in hand, man. Keep going.
The wicked shall not be unpunished.
Listen, the wicked shall not be unpunished, man. Y'all want to join hands with these wicked people, man, and they haven't been punished yet. You understand what I'm saying? But eventually, they're gonna be punished.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just because they rule this planet, you know, it's crazy. I was watching something. I think I forgot his name. The Keefe D. I think he got locked up for allegedly unaliving Tupac. And listen, and they whole contradiction, they're a hypocrite because in their laws say unaliving has no statute of limitations, right? So you can get locked up. Listen, I got alive somebody 30 years ago, and I can get locked up now. So why you not practicing what you preaching, oppressor? You unalive millions of blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians, and you ain't even put yourself in chains. That just shows you that he's superior. He calls the shots. He'll tell you what it is. You understand what I'm saying? But he can lock up a black man for unaliving another black man, which, you know, he shouldn't have did, or allegedly. You understand what I'm saying? But that just shows you the power that he has. And he's wicked. He's not a just man. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So he's going to get punished, even though he's not punished right now. He's not getting the judgment right now. Now, if you could, can you give me Job chapter 9, verse 24? You know what I mean? Like just like Martin Luther King said, Martin Luther King wanted us all to be together. You know what I mean? You know, want to join hand and join in hand. Listen, basically, Martin Luther King just wanted to have orgies. That's it. He wanted to have orgies with white women. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That's all he wanted to do. And now, listen, if I may, blacks is having orgies with white women now. They had this, everybody trains with them, they doing all that. We know what's up. They doing it now because of Martin Luther King. Now, if you could, you give me Job chapter 9, verse 24.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
Go ahead.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Why would you want to join hands in hands with a wicked man? It is stated that the earth was given in the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Who is ruling this planet? Listen, we already know that this is the oppressor got his stamp everywhere. You don't see a Chinese army in America. You don't see an Arab army in America. But if you go over to their countries, I'm pretty sure they got a military over there. I'm pretty sure they got a station over there. A lot of people travel that's in the army to these different stations or these bases. Why ain't no Chinese base in America? Why ain't no Pakistani or Iraqi or Palestinian base in America? But we gotta be everywhere else. Well, they gotta be everywhere else. America. Understand what I'm saying? Because they are wicked, man. They everywhere, man. They rule this planet, man. Just like the officer in the thumb was saying about Kyrie Irving, man. He was speaking the truth about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians being the real Jews that the Bible speaks of, and they shut them down. Now he's quiet as a church mouse right now. Right. Go ahead, Nathan.
They ain't even deny it.
Right, and they ain't even deny it. They can't deny it. What they gonna do now? They can't. The cat is out of his bag now. What you gonna do now? You can't do nothing. You can't stop what's supposed to happen. This stuff's supposed to happen, man. We're supposed to wake up in these days and rise up against this oppressor, man. By following, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God, man. We know who the wicked man is. Now we gotta tell our people who the wicked man. What this the thunder just read in Job chapter 9, verse 24, man. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Keep going.
Oh God. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Listen, he covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. Listen, if you could, can you put a picture of Caesar Borgia on the screen? Understand what I'm saying? Like, he made my king a person of the Rainbow Coalition, an incest baby. Or I don't know, he laying having sexual relations with his sister. He made my king that, a thief, an unaliver. When the facts are, so-called Jesus was a black man from the tribe of Judah, from the seed of David, and he was a hardcore man. He wasn't no soft man. So he didn't even lay with nobody. He wasn't no robber. He wasn't no thief. He was a perfect man. But they covered the faces of the judges thereof. They covered and showed this man right here and lied to my people and said, this is their king. This is not their king. This is a vile, disgusting bastard right here. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, if Christ come back, listen, imagine they both coexisted. Christ will have his day with him, man. Christ was a hardcore man. He was an all-stern man. You understand what I'm saying? He was coming back. He was coming back with a sword. He wasn't with no peace, no shaking no hands, no daps, no hugs, or no lilies, or no butterflies. Christ was hardcore, man, and they lied and covered the faces thereof, man. If you could, Abba, can you show that picture right there, Christ? I mean, this is what Christ is a description of Christ right here, man. This is not Christ, man. I.S.U.P.K came back to show you who Christ really looked like, what Christ really looked like, or a picture of what he might have looked like. You understand what I'm saying? Based on the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? This is what Christ looks like, man. He don't look like this white homosexual Caesar Borgia, man. He don't look like him, man. He look like that black man right there with all that salt. You see all that salt? There's a whole lot of salt right there. You understand what I'm saying? Fly garment, swords. Look at him. Look at him. He look all soft. I digress. Listen. All right. If you could, all right, Bob, you could go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. You go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, man. Listen, they covered the face of our judges, man. They made Moses white. They made Abraham white. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the movie Exodus. You know what I mean? Even they made everybody white. And listen, man, they lied. They lied to everybody until say that all these powerful prophets and our king was white people, man. Right. Now in our head, we look at them as our saviors, as in boy. I'm done.
No, I was going to say it's so crazy how bad they steal people's identity. They even try to take the Africans.
Right, the Egyptians and the Egyptians. Like, go ahead.
It's like,
go ahead.
It's the sculpture. I guess it's some type of machine they had to trace. I guess they were basically tracing to see how the mummy used to look or something.
Right,
like that.
right.
I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was King Imhotep. Was it King Imhotep? It was one of the Egyptian kings or something like that. They was trying to sketch out.
Right.
They turned it into a whole white man. They tried to say the whole white man.
That's what I'm saying. But then if you go and in the Bible, it said that Moses put his hand in his bosom and it came back white. Then he put it back, then went back to the same, color. But then, they referred to him as Moses was his Pharaoh grandson, if I'm not mistaken. Then they mistake Christ as a Egyptian, I believe, or something like that. Was it Egyptian? Who was it? I know mistake Christ for somebody. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of scriptures that show. Go ahead,
I could too. You know, Brotherhood. If only, I'm just thinking, like, if only we had, because you know, over in South Africa, they was kicking out the British and all.
Right.
White man, things like that.
Right.
If only we had that type of brother, that love for one another.
Right.
To where though we basically stand up for one another and basically take back what's really ours, take back our nationality, our identity.
Right.
Saying, come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? Just like what they doing over there, they about to overcome.
Right.
They about to take their land back, basically. Like,
right.
By sticking together.
Now, right, and then now, right, Con. Now, if I could, right, the main reason why they doing that, you left a part out when they say he's the devil.
God.
A lot of us don't look at the white man as the devil. Like I just stated, we got to Paul. Oh yeah, Paul. Right, Paul is an Egyptian. I know it was one of them. I wasn't too sure who it was, but yeah, they always mistake us as, look like Egyptians or stuff like that. So they had to be dark skinned people. So the white man, he's a devil, he's a liar, he's a deceiver, he's tricky, he's cunning, man. That's how he is, man. Keep going.
Not even that. People really read the Bible. Jesus hid amongst the.
Right. And I'm gonna go a step further. When we fled from Roman prosecution, right, about that we went into Africa, and we mixed among the people.
Right.
Like this is history. So they lied to us and said that the Jews is these black suit wearing, no salt. They don't got no salt, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm the salt bearer. Understand what I'm saying? And I know when somebody has salt, they don't have it. They're not even close. But then when you read the Bible, you see warriors in this book, man. The prophets and the people in this book, men in this book, was warriors, man. Our God is a man of war, man. If you look at what's his name? Meskowitz, whatever these dude names is, man. They don't look like warriors. They look soft. Understand what I'm saying? Like CJ Bourgier. They look soft. They don't look hardcore. We're supposed to be hardcore, man. They're not it, man. They're not it, man. And just like what Nathan was saying, like the stinking Africans, man, they kicking out that white man in Africa, man, because they realize that he's the devil. You know what I mean? Just like in America, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to realize that, man. Once blacks, Hispanics know who they are and they know who their enemy is, we'll be on top. Right. Until then, we got to keep teaching these classes, keep going out to camp, and showing our black people on the way. Go ahead, Abad.
In Genesis 25:23, it says, the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right.
Israel, us, is stronger than
right. Listen, we it's crazy. It's always in movies. Don't y'all know when y'all watch movies and then it'd be like somebody rob a bank? It'd be like two bank robbers. And it'd be like 10 to 15 people around them. Like y'all could overtake these people. There's two of y'all, but y'all scared of the gun. But now y'all, oh my God, y'all all down being compliant instead of just button rushing them. Let somebody get shot. Let somebody take a sacrifice. Because the Bible do say, lay down your life for your friends, man. Right. You got to lay down your life, man. Listen, that's how we need to think about it. We need to think like that. Right. All right, the oppressor is only like at the top. It's probably like a good handful of people that's running this planet. That's oppressors. And you got other people down in his army. But we got more in numbers. You understand what I'm saying? We got to understand that when we start to understand who our enemy is and who the wicked man is and separate from these people, then I'm not saying, we're going to war with them as far as physically, but the spiritual aspect, we definitely could go to war with them more, man. Understand that. And we got to come back to our law, statute, commandments and know what brotherhood and sisterhood is, man, because we ain't going to win if we don't have that main ingredient inside of this body, man. Go ahead.
Do you want the precept for it to lay down his life for his friend?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
This is book of John 15, verse 13. Greater love has no man than this,
What?
that a man lay down his life for his friend.
Listen, your friends are your blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Listen, the oppressor is not my friend. He's not. He probably a person I make a business transaction with. He is not my friend. It's just business. You understand what I'm saying? My friends are up in here. Officer Abad, that's my friend. Officer Nathan, that's my friend. They are my brothers, and I'm gonna lay my life down for them people, man. And we gotta understand this too, like, and also too, like, I'm gonna bring up the Alabama situation. Understand what I'm saying? When somebody was getting wrongfully, something happened to the brother that is assaulted, people started coming out the woodwork because they knew who the enemy was at that time. They knew who the enemy was. And that's brotherhood and sisterhood right there. We all band together for that one common cause, the triumph over our oppressor or our enemy. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be fighting or doing all that type of stuff. You know, when Christ come back, we just Christ decide whatever's going to happen. Understand what I'm saying? But for momentarily, we got to look at that as like, all right, we got a common enemy. We got to fight that enemy with our spirit versus, with our hands. You understand what I'm saying? So, but just like that brother swimming across the water, you know how that's brotherhood right there. If blacks could put their mind, wrap their mind around that, and come to I.S.U.P.K and fight spiritually, listen, we'd be coming on top, man. And brotherhood would be, and sisterhood would be a strong bond that it can never break amongst us because we live by these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, if you could, Abad, can you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, 54.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Deuteronomy 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Listen, if you don't hearken to the Lord thy God, man, this is going to happen, man.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
If you don't observe and do all his commandments, this was going to happen.
And his statute, which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
Keep going.
Shall come upon thee.
Listen, all these punishments. Punishments is another word for curses. Curses is another word for punishments. Listen, these punishments is going to overtake thee, man. Because we ain't following. If you don't want to listen to the Most High, okay, he's going to punish you like a father should. Right. If you do wrong, if your child do wrong, if you're a father, you're going to punish him. Right. Period. There's no way around it. Or you're a terrible father. Right. Righteous fathers punish their children. Understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Abad, can you give me oppression make a wise man mad? A terrible father won't punish his child, man. And you don't have to. And punishing don't mean beating your child. You don't have to beat your child. It depends on who the child is, what type of child it is. Sometimes you just take his cell phone away, right. Take his video game away. That's more than it. Sometimes you might just yell at him. He get the point. Right. You know what I mean? But you have to punish your child in some type of way. You have to teach him accountability. Right. The Lord is teaching us accountability when he punishes. He's showing us, all right, y'all gonna learn. One day y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all want. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. Y'all gonna come back to me when y'all ready to obey my voice. You understand what I'm saying? You got it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Listen, oppression make a wise man mad. You should be mad if you're oppressed. My mad is different. My mad in the world is different than my mad in the I.S.U.P.K. It's not like I'm going out to do something that's going to land me in jail when I'm mad. That's not the type of mad that we have in the I.S.U.P.K. We're mad that we're going to raise hell and raise our voice and let the oppressor know that he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. You're not going to keep on oppressing our people and God going to deal with you. That's the type of man I am. Now, everybody that's black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian should be mad. If you are letting your kids do anything, you're a terrible father. You understand what I'm saying? And these are the type of fathers that need to come into I.S.U.P.K and get brainwashed and then being a great father. Now, if you could you read the next part?
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
Listen, a gift destroyeth the heart, man. You keep giving your kid these things and keep getting these. You keep giving these kids toys and video games and money and the newest Jordans and all these things, and you're not punishing them. You're giving them rewards.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying? And not punishments. That's what a lot of parents today do. Especially now, I'm starting to see men is doing it. They're not really being up on a child, man. A father's supposed to punish you, not give you a reward when you do wrong. That gift is going to destroy your son, your daughter. Instead of punishing them, understand what I'm saying? We're giving them gifts. We're giving them anything that they want. We're being passive. There's no way that a black man should be passive. There's no way. There's no way that a black man should be letting. Listen, the Most High is not passive. The Most High is punishing us. He's not giving us rewards when we're doing good. I mean, when we're doing bad, when we sinning, when we are wicked. He's not giving us no rewards. Because if he gave us gifts, don't you think we'd be sinning all the time?
Right.
We'd be sinning all the time. Listen, I wouldn't even be here if he just gave me a gift. If he gave me all the rewards and I did wrong, I wouldn't be here. I'll be out there still smoking weed, still sleeping with whores, still celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all these things, man. But I got punished, man. And I understood that I got punished and all the stuff that's going on in my life right now. Before I came into school, it was all curses and punishments put upon me because I was being a hardhead. I was being stiff-necked. I was being stubborn. Understand what I'm saying? And now I'm getting rewarded for being a righteous man now.
Right.
That's what you got to do for your child, man. Go ahead, Nathan.
It's like I'm going to say they need that Job spirit.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Listen, he was afflicted with everything. Boils. I think his wife died. I think if I believe his children died too, right? His children, they died? He had children, did right? Yeah, they all, listen, he had it bad. He didn't give up on the Lord. Go ahead.
He had, like Satan was saying, he had everything.
Yeah, and it took it away from him.
You know what I mean?
Took it away from him.
He thought that was going to be it, but no.
And listen, all his mans and them were like, yo, you know what's going on with you? They was doubting him and questioning him like he still didn't give up, man. He still ain't give up.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how we need to be, man. We don't supposed to be getting rewards when we sin and we being wicked, man. That's how it destroys us even more. And that's why our parents need to start punishing us like the Most High is punishing us, man. And showing them that you're going to have to take accountability of your actions and correct your wrongs, man.
Right.
Period, man. If you could you go back to the Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 15?
This book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Listen, go ahead.
to observe to do all his commandments,
Go ahead.
statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
All these punishments is going to come upon you, man. This is why a lot of things is going on in the black communities, man, because all these curses is overtaking us, man. Y'all got to understand that a punishment is something that you're supposed to endure until you correct it.
Right.
You listen when you're doing a wicked thing, you're supposed to correct it. You're not supposed to keep doing it.
Right.
If you keep doing the same wicked thing, you're gonna keep on getting punished.
Right.
We treating each other like crap. We're getting punished for it. We celebrating Christmas. We celebrating Halloween. We celebrating all these holidays. We're getting punished for it. I'm sleeping with my man's wife. We're getting punished for it. You know what I mean? We sleeping with our man. No, stop slacking. We sleeping with, we getting punished for it. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to come out of that, man. We cannot be doing all these things that's going to lead us into somewhere that we don't want to be. We got to understand that. We can't be out here sleeping with another man's wife, man. We can't be selling one another's drugs and talking about how one another's backs and being thieves and robbing one another and unaliving one another, man. If you couldn't, thank you. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54, man. This is one of the punishments that came upon us that when we want to keep the law, statute, and commandments, man. This is one of the punishments, man.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Listen, the man that's tender and very delicate among you. A lot of people look at that as being soft. Listen, that's being a person that has compassion. A brother's supposed to have compassion for his brother, for his sister. Keep going.
And very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Listen, he's selling drugs to his brother. He's sleeping with his wife. You understand what I'm saying? He lining them up to get him unalive, just to take his money. Listen, he mean mugging him when he walking down the street. You know what I mean? Brother step on your shoe, you about to blow his head off. You understand what I'm saying? I grew up just like that. I'm on a block. I walked past somebody's block that I had a problem with. We just standing at each other, grilling one each other down until somebody say something. The next day, you know, we rumbling, we fighting. That's like an evil eye towards one another. Instead of saying, "Hey, shalom, brother, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatah," you know what I mean? Dapping them up. What's going on, warrior? Stuff like that. We ain't doing that because we're not in our land and we've been punished. Understand what I'm saying? We got an evil eye towards one another. Understand what I'm saying? What else? Like I said, we're doing a whole bunch of evilness to one another, and we don't supposed to do that. Abba, can you give me your first Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15, man? Like, and then me, I understand that my eye was evil towards my brother. That was a curse because I dealt with that in the world. My eye was evil towards my sister. You know, I wanted to sleep with her and put her away. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to lie to her and tell her that I don't want another woman, but I really do. You know what I mean? Like, now in the I.S.U.P.K, now I look at it like I see a brother that got an evil eye towards me. I try not to even entertain it. I try not to, let him, control the way I move or think, because that'll have me in a jail cell. That'll have my mother crying over a casket. Right. Understand what I'm saying? This is for these brothers that were Officer Abba is about to read. Understand what I'm saying? And if you're dealing with this, like say you're trying to change your life, man, these demons is going to come some demons going to come at you a lot, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it, man. These demons are going to come like no other, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. As soon as you come, listen, it could be your red, it could be your homie, it could be somebody at your job, and this is what you have to learn how to do in order to be a brother. Go ahead, Abba, you can read it.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, 5 verse 16. See that none render evil for evil. Listen, you're not supposed to render evil for evil. Understand what I'm saying? Listen, if I find out, somebody slept with my wife, you understand what I'm saying? I'm supposed to sleep with his wife. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine if somebody stole from me, I'm supposed to steal from him. Right. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supposed to render evil for evil. We're not supposed to do that. You understand? That's what counsel is here for. You understand what I'm saying? This is what counsel is here for. Now, if you could drop that about. Can you give me if you could pull a brother to the side and you tell him his fault. Understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you how to be brothers, man. Like you gotta seek counsel in order to, you know what I mean? You gotta seek counsel. You know what I mean? If a brother trespassed against you or did something evil to you, don't do the same evil thing back to him. You understand what I'm saying? Right. You have to seek counsel. Tell that brother what he did was wrong. Like, hey, brother, you did this was wrong. I appreciate what you did. Blah blah blah. If you don't, you know what I mean, man. If everybody get to it, anyway, I don't want to break it down and tell you what the scripture is about to say. Go ahead about it. This is the book of Matthew, 18, verse 15.
Go ahead.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
If thy brother shall what?
Trespass against thee.
If your brother shall steal from you.
Trespass against thee.
Sleep with your wife.
Trespass against thee.
Talk behind your back.
Trespass against thee.
Said something corrupt to you.
Trespass against thee.
Even cursed you.
Trespass against thee.
Keep going.
Go and tell him this fault between thee and him alone.
Listen, you gotta go tell him. Listen, call him up. Listen, if he in the school, take him to the back. Listen, just take him to the back and let him know. Keep going.
God, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Listen, he said, you know what, Salaki, listen, if I may, I apologize, brother. I didn't know that you felt that way. I apologize. Go ahead.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Right. Then, if he don't, I don't agree with that, and y'all going back and forth, or no sweat. Bring a bar, bring in a thun, and then y'all say something to them in front of them about the situation. Keep going.
God. Verse 17. And if he neglect to hear them, tell them to the church.
Listen, if I want to hear the thun or officer abide, if I don't want to hear them, now you gotta take it to the whole body of I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You gotta take it to them now. Keep going.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man in a public.
Listen, he is a heathen now because he wasn't being a brother. See, a heathen ain't your brother, man. That's the point. A heathen will never be your brother. And he's acting like a person of another nation because he don't understand brotherhood. He can't be trusted. The whole church, listen, the whole body of Christ, the whole I.S.U.P.K told him he was wrong. And he didn't want to hear it. He was so right. He was stubborn. And this is why he's not in here. Because he wasn't being a brother. In I.S.U.P.K, we are supposed to be brothers to one another. This is how Christ come back. Through brotherhood, man. Through following the law, statutes, and commandments of this most high God. You understand what I'm saying? And this is how Christ is supposed to come back, man. When we start treating one another, like we're something. Right. Instead of nothing. Like the oppressor look at us today. Understand what I'm saying? We're supposed to treat one another like we're special. Right. We're not doing that today, man. And we got to keep this brotherhood, man. You got to take your brother to counsel, man. You cannot do the same evil thing that he done to you, man. That's not that's not what righteous men do, man. Right. You gotta fight that, cause listen. I remember one of my brothers in the world. He locked up right now too, but he came out of jail. He was trying to do the right thing. But you know how this goes. If you're from the hood, you're from the ghetto, you're from one of my communities, man. You got a person like this, a person that's trying to do good, a guy that's trying to do good. But you know what they always say, man, these mother effers testing me, man. They testing me, man. They trying to make me go back to jail. You know what I mean? Brother got out of jail. I'm gonna do the right thing. I ain't gonna sell drugs. They get a McDonald's job. Now, listen, McDonald's is testing me. Now I'm about to go out there and sell drugs again. I know a lot of brothers like that. There's a lot of brothers in the hood like that. Somebody try to do right, they try to fight to do right, but then it pulls them back because they ain't fighting hard enough. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta learn how not to do the same thing that somebody done to you, man. I ain't gonna say somebody put their hands on you. Listen, you better put them in the hospital. I'm saying, slacky. Yeah, man. Don't let nobody ever put their hands on you. You always gotta defend yourself. You understand what I'm saying? However, if your brother did something that trespassed against you, don't do the same thing to him. Right. Then next thing you know, y'all fight. Right. Next thing you know, y'all fight. And y'all don't want to make our school look bad. Listen, we want brothers in here. We don't want enemies. We don't want supposed to be enemies to one another in here, man. And it's so far out there. Now, if you could, go ahead.
Our goal, like the scripture says, is to gain a brother.
Right, we're supposed to gain a brother, man. We're supposed to gain a brother. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be fighting one another, man. Like what brothers don't supposed. The whole point of brotherhood is not fighting. GEN.YAHANNA just brought that out. Like in the scripture breakdown, if I'm not mistaken, he said, "You brothers, what y'all fighting for? You're not supposed to be fighting." supposed to be brothers. Supposed to stick together. We got a fault, take them to counsel. That's it. And let the righteous men judge it. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep being a sinner and getting punished over and over again. And then, and this is why we are Israel, because the curses, the punishments. We are going through this right now, man. Nobody else ain't going through this, man. We are, man. We unaliving one another, man. We selling one another drugs. Listen, it's a seafood spot in every hood in Philadelphia. You go to the suburbs, you don't see that. There's a Chinese store that's selling dog and cat and rat and possum, listen, and chicken guts, whatever that in the stores, and not in them oppressive neighborhoods, man. Yeah, man. We see delis everywhere. Ain't nothing wrong when having you a beer, but when you become an alcoholic on drugs, listen, the majority of people I see at the delis are people on drugs and alcoholics. You understand what I'm saying? This is by design, man. We're being punished, man, because we left the Most High God, man. We're not treating each other like brothers and sisters, man. We got to come back to that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, man, what's that scripture? That you love one another. I want that scripture, and I want you to give me the scripture about what love is. This is the love of God. I think that's 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. If I know, is it 1 John chapter 5 verse 3 or 5 John 5 verse 3? Yeah, man. Like, you gotta understand, man. We gotta love one another, man. And we ain't gonna be being set on high if we're not gonna apply the love according to the Bible. You got to offer about it? Go ahead.
This is John 13, verse 34.
Go ahead.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
What?
That ye love one another.
That we love one another. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what is love? We don't even know what love is today, man. We think love is something soft and something mushy, feely, kissy face type of stuff, man. Love is an action. Right. You have to do it in order for love me, man. You got the scripture?
Okay.
All right, bring it out. No, Slocky, don't bring it out. Slocky. Slocky. We don't say that here. Slocky. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
Listen, this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, man. We got to keep his commandments in order to love one another. We cannot be out here doing what we want to do, celebrating all these holidays, selling each other drugs. Listen, no woman in the world cannot convince me to get her a seafood platter. They got crabs and shrimps on it. They ain't happy. These brothers in the world, they'll do it because they're trying to get the box. But that's not love. Loving is, sis, you can't eat that. Sis, you can't celebrate that. Bro, you can't smoke that. Bro, you can't sell them drugs to your people. That's what love is. And actually, I'm actually loving my brother because I'm not doing it. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not celebrating Christmas. I'm not eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? I'm not sleeping with my woman and putting her away. I'm actually loving my people through my works and through what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, about you should love your neighbor as yourself. Is it the one in the New Testament though? All right, and I want you to get the precept for that. That's what's that? Hold on, I think I got it in my notes somewhere. I want to do the precept. I think it's in is it in Deuteronomy? No, it's Leviticus 19:17. Yeah. You got an also about? Go ahead.
Matthew 22, verse 39.
Go ahead.
And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Listen, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, man. You can't sell your neighbor drugs. You can't get high with your neighbor. You can't sleep with your neighbor's wife. You can't put your wife away.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because your neighbor is your wife too. That's your sister. So like I gave it up. Dang. All right, listen, we're gonna find out what neighbor is. Will you read it real quick, Nathan? We're gonna find out what your neighbor is.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Listen, a neighbor is not a Chinese man that lives next to you, or African man that lives next to you, an Arab man that lives next to you. That's not your neighbor. That's not what the Bible is speaking of. We're about to find out what neighbor actually means. Go ahead, Nathan.
Oh God, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Hate, okay, hate is something that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do all the time. We sell one another drugs. We get high with one another. We're sleeping with our women and putting them away. That's considered hate. You understand what I'm saying? That's hate. Go ahead.
Also dealing with the other nations.
And dealing with the other nations because you hate your people. Listen, thank you for bringing this up. Listen. What's wrong with a black and Hispanic and Native American Indian woman? I want to know. You know what I mean? I want to know what's wrong with them. It's nothing. I'm honestly, me personally, when I used to be in the world, I used to deal with heathens. Like heathens love me in the world, and they worse than black women. I'm trying to tell you. They are weird. I'm talking about weirdos. Right. Listen, I'm talking like that. I'm talking about they weird. They very strange and odd. They're black woman is way better. You understand what I'm saying? Black woman is more understanding because we're in the same predicament. The oppressor don't understand my struggle, my pain. They just want black man ride. That's all they want, and they weird. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand what a black woman. What's wrong with a black woman? You understand what I'm saying? The black woman, the Hispanic woman, Native American Indian woman, they are like the most beautifulest things that the Most High created. They are the most special things that the Most High created, man. What's wrong with them? Black, man, you need to stop hating your sisters, man. And your sisters too, man. Y'all dealing with these saltless, stink, hairy cavemen. You understand what I'm saying? These other nations, man. What's wrong with a black man? A black man gonna protect you more than a oppressor is. You're just his slave. I understand you with him because he has money. You're not with him because you love him. You with him because you want the good life. And that black man that was with that white woman, you are her pet. I see that. If I'm not mistaken, I see the black man on a leash walk by a white woman. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
It's crazy. They my slave. It was one of my coworkers had ordered DoorDash, and I guess the lady that was supposed to be working driving, she was with her boyfriend. She was Chinese,
right?
Boy, and she had a Jewish boyfriend. So as he walked up, I guess she told him to go drop the food off. As he walked up, give us the food. I was like, I greeted him, what's up, brother? And he went like this.
Yeah, like it.
And I told my coworker, I said, you see that? He bowing down to me, greeting me like how a Chinese person would greet each other. His rib is Chinese.
That's what this is what I'm saying, man. Listen. Don't be that brother. Listen, don't be that brother, man. Please don't be that brother, man. Get you a black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian woman, man. Get you a woman like that, man. Do not get no goddamn dog eater talking about, can you see what? Nah, don't get nobody like that. Because they are not your people. They don't have your best interest. Understand that. Heathens, they don't have your best interest. They want you to follow what they listen. A heathen can't listen. If I married a heathen, if I was in the world and I married a heathen, like before I came into school, that woman can't come in here. She can't follow this culture. She can still cook me some own food and clean up and do wife duties, but she can't come and celebrate these holy days. She can't get anointed with this oil like a black woman and Hispanic woman could, man. And Native American Indian woman could. She can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta stick. Listen, we gotta be loyal to our Black and Hispanic and Native American Indian women, man. We gotta be loyal to them, man. And this is another reason why we're getting punished too, because we can't leave the white beat alone. What's wrong with a Black woman? What's wrong with a Hispanic woman? What's wrong with a Native American Indian woman? We gotta leave these heathens alone, man. We gotta start building up our nations, man.
Right.
And you're not being a brother to your sister, man, because technically your your wife is your sister. Before you even met her, what you was calling her? Sister. Understand what I'm saying? Not like it's biological or some perverted thing that somebody might use in the world, but that's technically your sister, man. You do a disservice to your sister by disowning her, going to another nation for love or for children or for the box. I don't get it. Understand what I'm saying? Now, who was reading? You was Abad. You was reading, right? I said Abad. All right, you can start from the top again. No, we're gonna go back to you too, but I think you was reading them. The neighbor. Yeah. Matter of fact, no, you can go.
This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
You shall not hate your brother in your heart. Listen, a lot of people don't understand hate, man. Hate ain't going out like the Bible. Hate is different from the oppressor's hate. The oppressor hate thinks like, oh, you gotta go out and just unalive people and harm people. That's like the totality of being hate in America. But that can be a version of hate because thou shalt not murder, unalive people. If I unalive my brother, I technically hate my brother because you're not supposed to hate your brother. That's a form of hate. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not the totality of it. Like, oh, we're gonna go out there and cause havoc and stuff like that. No, if I break a commandment and I trespass against my brother and I don't correct that fault, I technically hate my brother. That's what the seeking the counsel and you don't hear the counsel, and you are a heathen because you hate your brother. The Bible clearly says you're not supposed to hate your brother. Keep going, Officer Nathan.
Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Listen, go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Listen, you're not supposed to rebuke your neighbor, man. Your neighbor is your brother, man. You're supposed to love your brother as thyself. If you're sleeping with white women, you hate yourself. You understand what I'm saying? If you're selling drugs to your own kind and destroying your brother and your sister, you hate yourself, man. You're supposed to love your brother as thyself, man. And I'm going to show you how to love thy brother as thyself. If you could, what scripture is that? It's the I want the one in the New Testament. Oh Israel, here, love the God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and give me the precept for that. And kind of one kind, and you could give me the precept that's in the Old Testament. I forgot what it is. I think is it in Deuteronomy? Is it Deuteronomy 20? Yeah, I thought I had it on my paper. But it's here, O Israel, love thy God, love the Lord with all your heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might.
What precept you trying to get?
It's in Deuteronomy. I got it. I'm gonna look it up. You got it about what's the
I got one in the New Testament.
kind of one kind. All right, you can read it.
This is the book of Matthew, 22, verse 37. Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Listen, you shall love the Lord thy God with all your heart. This is how you get back to brotherhood. This is how we become set on high. This is one of the main ingredients in order to change your life. You have to apply this. Read it from the top again about it.
Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Keep going.
With all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
You shall love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. You gotta love you gotta love the Lord thy God like your life dependent on it. You gotta love him. You gotta love everything that he tells you to do. You just gotta love it. Keep going.
God. This is the first and great commandment.
That's a commandment. Understand? You're ordered to do that. You have to do that. Just like you say you got to do all the commandments. This is one of them. Keep going.
God. And verse 39. The second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Listen. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You shall love your brother as thyself. And this is why Christianity is not for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, because they say that the law is done away with. This is a commandment. This is a law that I believe Christ said. This is what Christ is speaking, right?
Right.
This Christ talking right, sir?
God.
If the laws is done away with, then brotherhood don't have to be. Listen, brotherhood ain't there. This is why you're sleeping with another man's wife. That's why you can eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. That's why you can celebrate Christmas and do all these things, because you have no sense of brotherhood. Y'all claim that y'all have brotherhood, but in order to love the Lord with all thy might and with all thy soul, with all thyself and strength, you have to love thy neighbor as thyself. Loving your neighbor as yourself is keeping the commandments. So which means is I can't steal your money and buy a jet. I can't sleep with your wife. Listen, your wife going to the church, try to get some counsel, and next thing you know, she in the hotel room with the pastor. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't put your faith inside the Christian church, because they're going to steer you wrong, because they say the laws is done away with. The laws is not done away with. Clearly, we're about to read it now. Go ahead, Officer Nathan.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, 6, verse 5.
If I could, this is where Christ got this from. Christ quoted the Old Testament all the time. He always did it. That's what this is why you know the law ain't done away with. You know, he also said, think not that I ain't come to destroy the prophets, and and so forth. Like, he didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets, man. This is why he's saying this in the New Testament. In the New Testament, because he got it from the Old Testament. So Officer Nathan, you keep going.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Listen, that's an order. You shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. Keep going.
God. And with all thy soul.
With all thy soul. Keep
and
going.
With all thy might.
With all thy might. You gotta fight. This is a fight, man. Listen, this this warfare is spiritual, man. You gotta fight. You got to put the Lord thy God in your mind. Keep going.
God. And these words which I command thee this day.
Listen, what words is he speaking about? He's speaking about the law, statute, and commandments, man. These words that he command you today. Keep going.
Shall be in thy heart.
Listen, the law, statute, and commandments shall be in your heart. Loving thy brother as thyself shall be in your heart, man. Keep going.
God. And thou shalt teach them diligently.
You listen, I gotta be very careful how I teach my brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying? I cannot say the wrong thing, because I might lead them astray. Like the Christian church, they not careful what they teach. Listen, they be on one scripture for an hour and they don't even break it down. You don't have no understanding of it, but you putting 5, 10s, and 20s up to $100 in that collection plate, and you going out that church feeling good, but you ain't going out there as a changed man, as being enlightened. Go ahead, Officer Nathan.
Right. What you're saying is so heavy, because I used to ask my sisters, like, what did you learn today?
Right.
And it was like, love God with the Bible.
They don't learn nothing. They break down the scripture for hours. I've seen it. Listen, I remember I was going to the hall with my grandma, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what are they talking about? It'd be funny to me. I usually laugh because how they used to talk. So why y'all talking like that? Like, they used to fall asleep in the churches. Like, you don't learn. You don't learn nothing. Like, literally, like, you be knocked out. I'm trying to tell you. I remember my finesse. Maybe rising against my step grandpa. I finessed him. I'm like, I'm tired. Can we go to home? He wanted to take me to the crib, but I wanted to get McDonald's on the way. And I wasn't really sleepy. I wasn't tired. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to go to the crib. I wasn't trying to be at no church. Go ahead.
You 50 examples for one scripture.
Right. And they don't break it down at all. They don't break down scripture at all, man. And my other grandpa, my great grandpa father, man, listen. 3 o'clock in the morning, we hearing that TV, man. We hearing that TV and them pastors. Everybody know what I'm talking about. You grew up when you was a young boy. You had your grandma with your mom listening to them 3 o'clock sermons. And they praying at night and all that. They ain't teaching them nothing. They ain't teaching them nothing, man. They ain't teaching them a darn thing about anything, man. But you gotta. This is why the I.S.U.P.K gotta be careful with teaching our brothers and sisters, because we don't want them to lead astray. Because we gotta get our spirits right to serve the Most High God in Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. Teach your children to like diligently unto thy children.
Listen, you gotta teach the children, man. The children is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. Your children too, as well, because they're the future. They're the ones that's going to take over this. Once me and the Thunders sleeping with our fathers, man, and coming back, right in the next generation or whenever we perish, man, we come back, man. Our kids is going to be still doing this, and we're going to come back. And I don't know who I'm gonna be. Listen. We might wake up in the kingdom. The kingdom. I might be waking up how Officer Mariah like, who was that? Like, we had a party, we had a feast. Wake up to a new rib. I'm like, oh, dang, I had a great night. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we got to start teaching our kids, to keep these law, statute, commandments. Man, we got to be careful, because if we don't teach them the right way, like the Christian church, they're telling the law is done away with so they can do whatever they want. They're telling them just believe in Christ and in your heart, and you're going to get the rewards. You're not going to get the rewards from none of that. If you don't love your brother as yourself, you're not getting no reward. But then they give you the gifts, and it's destroying your heart, man. And now you're super oppressed because you don't understand what the Bible is speaking of. Keep going.
Come. And shall talk of them. And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
Listen, you gotta talk to him, man. Keep going.
Okay. And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou least down, thou liest down.
I think.
And when thou liest down, and thou shalt risen up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand.
No, you could drop that. Go to give me Psalm chapter 147, 19. So, say again? 147?
I got it.
Is that what?
Psalm 147.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob.
Listen, he showeth his law, statute, and commandments unto Jacob. That's what word is. Keep going.
Come. His statute and his judgment unto Israel.
So he showed his statutes and his judgments. The judgments is the punishments unto us. Keep going.
He had not dealt so with any nation.
He not dealt so with any other nation, man. He gave this stuff to us. And we're paying for it because we're not coming back to the Lord thy God. We're not treating one another as brothers and sisters, man. We're paying for it right now. You have not dealt so with any other nations. Keep going.
Come. And as for his judgment, they have not known them.
As for his punishments, they don't know. They don't know that they having the evil eye towards their brother. They don't know that we unaliving one another, selling one another drugs. And in fact, if I could, I'm gonna get another curse. I'm gonna find it real quick. Oh no, give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 44. Hey, in fact, you can pull that too. You can pull the one with the evil eye towards the red. You can pull that. But give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54 first. I'm gonna show y'all that the judgments the punishments is for us.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Listen, he shall lend to you. You going to his banks, taking out his loans. You understand what I'm saying? You're not giving him no money. He's giving you money for that house, for that mortgage. See, I got a mortgage on my house. I had to go to an oppressor to get a loan just to buy my house. Now, the bank technically owns my house because I have a mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? He lending to me. I can't lend to him because I'm poor. I don't have no banking system. They have all of that. They take, and honestly, we slaving just to put our money in the bank so they can give people loans. Man, your money just don't sit there, man. Your money get played with. You understand? Your money gets sent out to other people to take out money for loans, like these rich oppressors. That's what they do. They spend our money. They don't spend their money. They spend our money. You understand what I'm saying? And we cannot lend to them. We go into these dealerships, getting out cars with leases. They giving us cars. They lending us cars. You understand? When we're not buying cars, we're not the average rich person buying cars, dropping cash on them. We got to get a note on the car. You understand what I'm saying? They giving us all this money, government assistance and stuff like that. They're lending to us. We're not lending to them. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. He shall be the head.
He shall be the what?
He shall be the head.
Keep going.
And thou shalt be the tail.
Listen, he's going to be the one that's over you. He's going to be in authority. Like today, the earth was given in the hand of the wicked. He has the power. He has all of the control of this earth right now. He is over you. He is the head, and you are at the bottom. This is why blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are Israelites, because we are the tail. We are at the bottom of society, man. We don't have no say. If I'm not mistaken, Nathan, didn't oppressor just became free when he unlawfully unalive one of our brothers?
Okay.
Understand what I'm saying? This just shows you that we are the tail and they are the head, man. They get to let our oppressor go if they see like he wasn't wrong. He unalived someone that's not here no more, man. Their family can't see that person anymore. If he was married, his children can't see his father no more, and he can walk free. That just shows you they have power and rulership over us, because they can have the last say when it comes to our justice. Go ahead.
He got free, and he even lied off the statement.
Right.
So it shows that they can blatantly lie and still be innocent of all crime.
Right, because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. The white man is a liar, man. When blacks and Hispanics going to understand that he is a liar, man? He lies to us all the time, and we constantly still want to be his friend. We want to be his brother. We want to join hands with him, man. But he don't give a hell about you, black man, black woman. He don't care, man. And you know how they say, some white people are cool, some oppressors are cool. And don't get me wrong, you might got some. Listen, the only good oppressor is the one that kissed my boots. If they haven't kissed my boots, I'm a little skeptical. If they're not giving all their money to commanding General Yahanna to build this nation up, they iffy. So straight up. I'm pretty right. A lot of oppressors hear or know us by now. They should be coming to us, bowing down and kissing our boots and emptying out their bank accounts and giving it to the I.S.U.P.K. If not, I don't trust them. They're not righteous to me. They're not good. They might say something that's right. That might be true, but they're overall liars. We got to understand that. You got something to bring up?
Never trust thy enemy.
Listen, never trust. You got that scripture?
Come.
Bring that scripture out. Listen, bring that out.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy.
Right.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Listen, man, never trust thy enemy, man. You can't never trust him. Ever. Why would you trust your enemy? Like, you can't, like, even when you make peace with your enemy, you still got to have it in your brain that he could still unalive you. He could still have one up on you. He could still be trying to plot. Because just because you make peace with somebody don't mean that they're not plotting against you. You know how many people went to a war and they made peace and probably when they least suspected it, they came up and, matter of fact, just like I believe, no, I ain't gonna use that because I was gonna talk about the go ahead.
The Indians.
Right. I was even thinking about that. Yeah, right. Just like the Indians think everything was cool, then they got lined up. Now we got Thanksgiving that our people are celebrating, man. The death of our brothers and sisters and their children, and we're celebrating it, man, because we made peace with them, and they still in their mind had unaliving on their mind. You understand what I'm saying? They had, unaliving on their mind, the harm our people, man. And we thought that it was all good. And the Bible say, never trust thy enemies, man. You're not supposed to trust your enemy, man. Your enemy is the oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and every heathen of this world, man. That's who your enemy is, man. You understand what I'm saying? And also, too, if you're not following, listen, also, I'm just going to summarize it up. Like Blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians, you need to come to the I.S.U.P.K and learn the true meaning of brotherhood.
Right.
Because if you don't learn these law, statute, commandments, you're technically an enemy to God too, as well, man. And we don't want you to be an enemy to God because He's going to punish you and keep punishing you and keep punishing you for all the wickedness that you do, man. You got to come back to this I.S.U.P.K brotherhood, right, and come inside this body and show and see what it's like to be a priest, a prophet, and a princess of the Lord, man, because that's very important, man. It's very important. Now, could you go back to that scripture I brought up?
So Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
28:44.
Yeah.
Con. Still need it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll be on the top.
Go ahead.
He shall, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Go ahead.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Listen, the oppressor is our head in this world. He's over us. He has authority over us, and we are at the bottom. We got to understand that, and we got to get out of this hellish condition, man. Just because we poor don't mean that we can't come up and triumph over everything. That's how it happens. But you got to come together, man. We can't be letting the oppressor just continue to rule over us, lend to us, do everything for us. Listen, they're giving us our food. We got to buy land from them. I want to buy land from my brother. You know what I mean? We should learn how to do commerce with our people. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of going to him and he doing everything for us, like he's our daddy. You understand what I'm saying? That if you could, that's one curse. We know these curses and judgments. Nobody else had. Give me the scripture.
Con. Verse 56. So like, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56.
Go ahead.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for death. Yeah, I can't hear it.
Start from the top. So read it slowly. I'm gonna break this down, man.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground.
Oh man, listen. A lot of brothers will love that, man. A lot of brothers will love a soft and feminine woman, man. I'm talking about so feminine to the point, so delicate and tender to the point. If she put her feet on the ground, it's gonna hurt. That's how tender she is. Listen, I know every black man dream of that. Listen, I have dreams about that. Having a soft and tender woman. Listen, man. Keep going. It's a lot. Keep going.
The ground. For delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
Listen, man. Black women, Hispanic women, and Indian women, I'm pretty sure a lot of sisters understand the hell that you put the black man through, calling the cops on him, putting him on child support, lying and say that he did put his hands on you. Matter of fact, if I could, I don't know why I'm watching this, but I guess I'm watching it for information. This is Tyler Perry show. It's like For Better or For Worse, and it's this gold digger sister on there, and she was arguing with her husband, and she said if she don't get no money or something like that, basically she wanted some bread. He was cutting her off because she was spending too much of his money, and she was like, "I'm gonna lie and say that you beat on me," and she wound up getting everybody locked up. Every man that was inside of that facility locked up because she said that he hit her. That's having an evil eye towards your husband. Don't do that, man. Don't lie and say that he hit you when you know that he didn't. You know that they're gonna be on your side more than us. You understand what I'm saying? And for you to use that as a weapon, then that's the most violent, disgusting thing that a woman can do. This is one of the curses that we got going on, man. A sister gonna be having an evil eye towards her husband, man. Even sleeping with another man. You can't provide for me. You can't fulfill my needs. I want to be happy. She gonna leave her man. That's being evil towards her, man. Oh, you are no good. You ain't this. You ain't ish. That's having an evil eye towards your husband, man. Keep going.
And towards her son.
Listen, you just like your daddy. You ain't gonna be nothing. Listen, you ain't gonna be nothing. You're gonna be just like your daddy. You're gonna be in prison like your daddy. You good for nothing, just like your daddy. Keep going.
And towards her daughter.
Listen, when that violent, disgusting stepdad or her boyfriend violate your daughter, and she tells you, I don't believe you. No, you let him on. That was your fault. You shouldn't have been wearing what you was wearing. That's an evil eye towards your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? That's having an evil eye towards your daughter. And brothers too, man. We got an evil eye towards our wives, man. And our children as well, man. We don't want to be in their lives, man. Sometimes I don't blame you because of your sisters, but you got to fight that, man. If you get a chance to get your child life, man, you better get in that child life and you better conquer. That's all I'm gonna say. You better listen. You gotta go to court. If you listen, she hard to deal with. You could get one up on her on the law. You better do so, man. You gotta save these children from these terrible women, man, and these terrible parents in general, man. And brothers, you gotta understand that your woman is soft and supposed to be delicate. Yeah, man, they're still weaker than you. You can't be putting your hands on them. You can't be doing all these vile things to them. You understand what I'm saying? That's not of God, man. These is the curses that was put upon us, man. You know how many black women died because of their baby father or their husband? You know how many women line up their baby father or their husband? How many women that you hear and men that you hear that unalive their children, man? There's a lot going on like that, man. And that's all a curse. These are all curses. We know these curses, man. We know these curses, man. And we got to get up out of that, man, because we get all this stuff from our oppressor. We get all this stuff from our oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit it with one last scripture. Give me Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. We'll cut it. That's Ecclesiasticus.
You said what?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. No, but Salaki. Baruch chapter 4 and 1. Verse 1 is in the Apocrypha.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever.
Listen, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. This law is going to be here to the day that we all die. Then when we come back, it's still going to be here. Keep going.
All they that take, it's like all that they keep it shall come to life.
If you're black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, if you keep these law, statute, commandments, you are coming back to life. Keep going.
But such as leave it shall die.
Listen, if you leave this law, statute, commandments like we did before, these curses are going to come upon you and you're going to die. You're going to die physically and you're going to die spiritually. You understand that? If you want to come and learn who you really is, and how to move, how to think, what to do and what not to do, come inside the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna.
Right.
And we're going to teach you what it's like to be a brother. We're going to teach you what it's like to be a sister. We have protocols in here that's not ever going to be broken. You can't come in here. You cannot come in this school if you're not trying to be brothers or sisters to one another. We won't allow it at all. And like I said, thank the Most High for commanding General Yahanna for not dropping his sword, man, for actually staying solid in his truth, because that's true brotherhood. Understand what I'm saying? He served Christ and served the Most High because he served Christ and the Most High. Now he's over this nation of people, leading us to the righteous way of life and to come back to serve Christ and the Most High in his proper form, man. And he's showing us true brotherhood, man. And that need to be commended, man. A man that never dropped his sword, even when the brothers in the same school as his dropped their sword, man. And that got to be commended, man. And that's true brotherhood, man. We got to keep these law, statutes, and commandments, man. If not, we're going to die out here, man. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over. Let's lock it. This is the Brotherhood Tuesday class. My name is Quadazar Karab, Officer 50 at I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. Start out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Nathaniel Allah. And listen, and make sure you pay your tithes too, man. Make sure you pay your tithes, man, to the I.S.U.P.K, man.
Security announcements. We got an I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. If a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They shall be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak. to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and the sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments, you'll find that in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, Mayashua, tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the teacher, priest funds, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation is
the closer to the blowing of the trumpet.
the closer of the blowing of the trumpets.
No, it's locked.
No, yeah, let's see that.
It's
Lock it. Upcoming holy days, the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles, announce holy convocation from the sheep. Remind Akim and Akwa to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, and headbands of that Almighty, which means to stand. Brothers gonna give 130 salute. When the best brother, Amidu Shabbat, Amidu Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakathon. Azutah, his hands down, sorry. Turn to the sisters. We're going to get the sisters one courtesy salute. When the best brother, Amidu Shabbat, Amidu Barak, Yahweh Shem Barakathon, Shem Yahshua. Azutah, let's dismiss.
Hey, yo, ties too.